2, I don't know the name. What it feels like to be eaten by Godzilla and other titans. Never really thought about this. I mean, I always figured if a titan or something ate me, I'd be swallowed whole. That's it. Unless it's like Attack on Titan and they chew up your body and shit, that's different. But besides that, I thought it was just a hole in one. I'm out of there. If you've seen Godzilla vs. Kong, or even if you haven't and you know what it is, who y'all picking? Godzilla or King Kong? Who's your favorite? Me personally, I'm a King Kong guy. I'm also a Donkey Kong guy, so that may play a part in that. Don't say anything stupid. Don't say anything stupid about my choice. If you guys enjoyed the video, like, share, subscribe. The original video will be linked down below as well, so you can check that out. Follow me on Twitch. That'll be linked down below as well in the description. I appreciate all you guys who viewed who viewed the video, who subscribe to the channel, who likes the videos, shares them to their friends, and etc. Appreciate you all. Leave any comments down below, videos you want me to react to. And like I said, comment down below who you got, Godzilla or King Kong. Not who you got, who's your favorite? Who's your favorite? Godzilla or King Kong? Now, without any further ado, let's start the video.
In the past, Goji Center has covered dozens of ways in which several creatures could eat a human being. But today, we're going to showcase a much different experience.
Godzilla is tough.
By Titans. In this episode, we have selected a total of 6 MonsterVerse Titans to illustrate the unique experiences that a human would go through if they ever got unlucky enough to find their way into the mouths of these hungry monsters. The journey through each Titan will be different, bringing different levels of pain, damage, and duration. Some of the stuff you're about to see will be a bit disturbing. So if you like this sort of stuff, make sure you follow or subscribe to be the very first to witness more kaiju carnage. Coming up, the literal journey inside the mouth of a MonsterVerse kaiju. Before we cover our first
hurry up and come out with this second one.
How you now have the opportunity to play as these kaiju in World
I really like
our sponsor. A massively epic free-to-play game available on PC with top-notch graphics featuring 40 maps with...
they're not paying me, so get your bag though.
If you're Team Goji or the USS Smith if Team Kong. Thanks to World of Warships for sponsoring this video. And now, let's go back to the episode.
That boy Kong.
Our test subject's journey through a monstrous digestive tract will begin as soon as you're acquainted with the type of kaiju we're dealing with. In these simulations, we are well aware that some test subjects might not even make it to the creature's stomach alive. But to ensure that they make it as far as possible, our kaiju will be instructed to swallow and not chew our test subjects.
Okay, so yeah, they don't chew.
Render this episode down to just a minute. Where's the fun in that? To begin, we will study a Titan who is anatomically similar to us humans, in the fact that the skeletal and organ arrangements very much resemble our own. Number 1, Kong.
Started off with the best. Start off with the best.
Inside Kong's mouth. While this happens, we will analyze closely what happens during its journey and find out how long this person can stay alive for. Kong's build is very similar to us humans, with a digestive tract that includes the mouth, esophagus, stomach, large and small intestine, etc.
So I'm assuming that they're just gonna die in the stomach, right? Stomach acid.
On Kong's Skull Island, we witnessed a crew member fall into the jaws of this massive Titan. Note that this Kong was just a teenager, meaning that it was much smaller than our present-day Kong, which measures somewhere around 335 feet in height. You're about to find out that getting swallowed by this larger Kong will allow you to live a little longer. Let us explain. Once dropped inside the throat of this massive kaiju, it will only take you around 8 to 10 seconds to fall all the way to the bottom of Kong's esophagus.
Lakeisha Burton is taking
Lakeisha.
Ron DeSantis's donors $500,000.
Okay.
Accounting for all the friction you will encounter while sliding. You are rapidly running out of oxygen and inhaling toxic gases that are found inside the digestive system of organisms that actively eat a variety of food sources, methane and sulfur. Inhaling these gases will cause irritation to your eyes, lungs, and breathing too much methane will cause you to throw up. But you're still alive.
That sounds horrible. It's being fucking tortured.
At this point, you could technically be considered as a bolus, a chunk of food that is entering the gastrointestinal tract. And you're in for a beating. Stomachs such as these have a mechanism
Not a
on the
beating.
stomach lining that pounds food in an attempt to break it down. But you're too small to be broken down. During this horrific, dark experience, your presence triggers the hormones to release acids to
You just getting
start
your ass
breaking
beat
down
for
your
real?
body. How fast? Well, given that Kong is a carnivore that eats raw meat, its stomach acids need to be strong enough to break down bacteria and pathogens that are ingested. This hydrochloric acid in smaller creatures would be comparable to car battery acid. But you're now getting showered by this stuff, meaning that this overwhelming amount of corrosive material would eat through your skin in a matter of moments. Your outer layer of skin is gone, and now it's eating into your flesh. You're dead at this point, with an estimated duration of around 1 to 2 minutes. Eventually, your body would turn into a pulp and be digested along Kong's long intestines.
Ah, then you get shitted out.
Believe it or not, this is the longest you will last inside a kaiju digestive
That's torture, though.
system.
All right,
Coming up,
so let me ask y'all. Would you rather? I mean, it's kind of a easy answer. Would you rather live longer or just die off rip? Like, let's put it like this: would you rather get chewed, or would you rather just get swallowed whole? Let's put it like that.
Similar but very quick journey through a hyperverous creature.
Got some
Number 2,
cool videos.
Skullcrawler. We have covered what it would feel like to get eaten by a skullcrawler before, but this time you're getting swallowed, and we'll go into a little bit more detail. This skullcrawler we have here is a juvenile. Although smaller, these are all capable of swallowing an average-size human whole. But how long can this victim survive?
I really care about this skullcrawler.
Let's find out. Unlike Kong, the digestive process of these animals is a lot different than your conventional eat, digest, poop cycle. As our test subject travels down the skullcrawler's esophagus, the human will find it ever increasingly more difficult to breathe oxygen thanks to the gases emitted by this creature's stomach. Shortly after, this guy will fall into a stomach full of green bile, ready to digest the proteins found in your body.
Boy, what the?
This green bile will most likely be already present, ready to digest you. The reason is because there is more than likely other stuff inside already being digested, since these animals are hypervores. Animals with a metabolism that demands that they must
I do not remember this.
eat. An animal with such instincts will be forced to be on the lookout for the next meal at all times, inducing stress. So it just so happens that animals that are going through stress will regurgitate their food. Or in other words, spit it back out to focus their energy on hunting or fighting instead of digesting, as a way to relieve itself of the bulk of its meal. So you've made your way inside the stomach of the skullcrawler. This green bile washes you with corrosive agents so strong that it dissolves your skin and
squirming in that
similar
motherfucker.
to what happened in Kong's stomach. The difference here is that after your flesh and organs are all digested, you will be vomited. We are stepping into the realm of speculation, but it is likely that juvenile skullcrawler digestive systems
eat stuff to throw it back up. That's
bones,
wild.
causing them to spit you back out in order to possibly relieve themselves from any extra weight so that they may hunt their next prey.
And Brie look crazy right
there.
there.
Alive in this skullcrawler would probably last just under a minute, since the concentrated bile would expel enough toxic gas to knock you unconscious. Either that, or you suffocate once pushed into a mush of half-digested carcasses in the skullcrawler's stomach. At least you made it halfway through the digestive system. Your trip through the next Titans will probably end a lot faster.
I need to watch these movies again because I do not remember some of these scenes.
Rodan.
Rodan.
Next, we
Fuck is a Rodan?
Biology will make it a lot more difficult for you to
I know
survive
Rodan
an extended trip down this animal's throat. Now, if you know anything about
this animal's throat, throat goat,
can thrive in
throat coat,
superheated biomes. And as far as being biologically volcanic in terms
Titanus
of
Rodan. This Titan is biovolcanic.
the big angry bird's temperature skyrockets above the previous Titans, matching the temperatures seen inside volcanoes. Well, how hot are these? Magma is said to reach up to 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit. In order to give you an idea of how hot that is, it takes temperatures of 1,600
everything Liddy I love when it's hot.
to burn a human to a crisp, assuming you stay inside the fire, which will be your case inside Rodan's body. In 2019, we witnessed this pilot get eaten by Rodan. But how long did it take for this dude to
straight
die?
in his mouth?
Let's find out. As we drop our test subject inside Rodan's mouth, we start noticing
This is a
that
cool
he
ass
starts
video.
to react
Right
to
there.
the intense heat. Rodan's fleshy tissue is resistant to these
But
intense
the
temperatures,
level of like
but
research and stuff they put into
isn't.
it.
In a matter of moments, your body begins to literally cook while you're still alive. Making contact with Rodan's esophageal walls, for instance, will be like making contact with lava itself, causing instant third-degree burns all over your body. The good news is that you don't feel third-degree burns because the nerve endings get burned as well, but the edge of those burns are excruciatingly painful. Your journey sliding down through Rodan's esophagus will end early, since you probably won't make it anywhere near this animal's
I'm about
stomach
to say,
before
you-
turning into burnt matter.
Burning his
making your
booty,
trek last
sliding
just
down
around
there.
10 to
Back
20
his head.
seconds. Your body was too small to maintain
Yeah.
its integrity all the
Yeah.
way down this animal's esophageal tract, leaving you more burnt than that well-done steak you ordered last Saturday night. The next Titan
Hey, if you eat well done steak still, grow up.
might do the same thing to you, but with different means
Medium
of
well's the
doing
only way to
so.
go.
Number 4,
Medium well.
Monster Zero.
Old Spice Gentleman's Blend body wash has
Bruh.
that go 10 surface layers deep.
Wake up to the breakfast quesadilla, only at Taco Bell.
After providing absolutely no nutritional value to Rodan, we are now about to find out if our next test subject will suffer the same fate or be useful at all to our next kaiju, Monster Zero. Or
Monster Zero.
Ghidorah.
Yeah,
We
Ghidorah.
have witnessed this guy eat someone before, but
Ghidorah.
fortunately for her, she most likely died upon impact, sparing her from what probably followed after. Before we throw our
They gonna be
dude
like
through
electricity.
one of these throats, let's take a quick moment to understand something very important.
Sliding
This
down her
kaiju's
neck.
biology. The composition of this kaiju has lots of traces of aurum, or gold. And it just so happens that this material is a perfect conductor
Gold.
of electricity. In addition to that, it is said that this kaiju had electroreceptor molecular biology, transferring currents everywhere. This is seen in how electricity seems to make its way throughout all parts of this creature's body. Consequently,
I need to watch
it
these
is
movies
only
again.
feasible to think that someone
Fuck, he's
trapped
bodying
inside
a
the mouth of Ghidorah would only survive for a few seconds before succumbing to the energy levels running through his body. Almost as if every surface of this animal's esophageal tract was a taser, meaning that any muscles would
Yikes.
contract all at
Yikes,
once,
yikes,
and the heart
yikes.
stopped as a result of the excess in electricity.
He
And
just
in
in that
some
bit.
cases, people who are exposed to shocks like these will sometimes urinate or even defecate themselves in the process. We'd like to think that your roller coaster journey
Hate to
through
hear
this
that.
tract will last no more than around 5 seconds. If you
You
think
in that
about it,
bitch.
that is a very long time getting shocked from all
Eating and
directions.
pooping on yourself?
Your
Like,
body may
that's
or may
crazy.
not make it to this creature's stomach if it has one, depending on how much of it disintegrated during the trip down. If you think this happens too fast, wait
That
till
nigga
you
look
see
cool,
what
though. I
happens
ain't
to
gonna
our
lie.
next test subject. Number
Mechagodzilla.
5, Mechagodzilla.
I hate
is
this
a
bitch
titan
ass
that
nigga.
is not necessarily built to eat anything at all, but it is good at processing anything that makes its way through its jaws. If you have seen our episodes covering Mechagodzilla, you are now well acquainted with the many weapons this thing possesses. But one of the most gruesome was its set of grinders located inside its jaws. There is no trachea to travel down, so instead we will just drop our test subject into its bottom jaw and see what happens. These grinders are exceptionally well-purposed to grind larger chunks of meat, which makes grinding a human as if it wasn't
Well, then.
even there. The flat surfaces on these
I mean-
grinders would flatten you to a pulp in a matter of seconds. This particular test subject was unlucky to get crushed legs first, meaning that he would have felt every single last bone of his body crushed until his upper torso followed, and finally his head.
Boy,
The level
what
of
the
pain
f-
from falling in this machine would depend on what angle you fell into these grinders. If you ever happen to fall into one of these, go head first. Now is time to move on to the last kaiju on this list.
What the hell?
Number 6, eaten by Godzilla. Getting eaten by this kaiju is unique in that you might actually
Not
make
unique.
it further down than you initially think, but it will really depend on what mood or state Godzilla is currently in. Monster vs.
Ready for the whole
Godzilla,
card in
as
his
we
mouth.
know him, appears to have many different states.
For
His
fun.
normal, non-aggressive state, his radioactive display, and burning states. Obviously, getting swallowed by the burning state only means that you'll catch fire before even making contact with Godzilla.
Damn.
But what about the other ones? A Godzilla in normal state would still be something to watch out for in terms of temperature and most definitely radiation. Radiation poisoning will most likely occur, but that sort of damage could potentially take a couple of hours to completely kill. Now, admittedly, this is a one-of-a-kind wild card, since we aren't completely sure what Godzilla's digestive system looks like, if he even has one. But what we do know is that Godzilla
has
is
to have one, right? Or am I
bionuclear,
tripping?
meaning that the insides of his
He
body
not have
have to
one?
be
He's
steaming
eating shit.
hot. And there should be parts of his body that help regulate or expel that heat. Probably why he spends most of his time in the water. But anyways, let's return to our final test subject, who will be dropped inside Godzilla's throat. Here we see.
Why did you have to say that? Why can't you just say
Godzilla's
mouth?
esophagus, while at
His
the same
throat.
time making contact with the esophageal walls. How hot is this place? A good reference is to compare it to the temperature of an organic cooled heavy water moderated reactor, which can reach temperatures of up to 752 to 1004 degrees Fahrenheit. Keep in mind that this is a Godzilla in a normal state. These temperatures are enough to cause your own internal liquids to boil and cook a human body alive.
Damn.
This, unfortunately, would be a gradual process. After a few seconds, your organs, including your brain, will fail to function. Your blistered body will have made it to the next stage of this animal's esophageal tract. Whatever that may be.
I thought you were about to say you
A
lived.
stomach
I was like,
full of
what?
acid, a gizzard full of bionuclear flammable material? Who knows? What is certain is that no human will survive. Are there other titans out there that could provide our test subjects with a more gruesome experience? Let us know what you think in the comment section. For more content on your favorite kaiju and crazy science fiction what
Big
if
toughy, big
scenarios,
toughy, big toughy.
please take a moment
So
to
half
like,
these shits you won't even make it to the
subscribe,
stomach,
and
or
support
most,
the channel by
if
checking out our
besides
merch store by clicking on the link in
King
the
Kong
description
and
or
the
scanning
skull.
this QR
What is it
code.
called? Skull Crusher?
Thank
Skull?
you for
Nah,
watching,
nah, nah.
and we'll see you in the next video.
All right. I'm just gonna rewind this real quick. Go back to King Kong, please. Go back to King Kong. So yeah, I mean, basically, don't get eaten by titans. What this telling you? Don't get eaten by anything in particular. Let me know down below which one you would rather get eaten by. I think I'm gonna go with the whichever one was the quickest one. I don't even remember which one it was. Rodan? Was it Rodan? Or was it? I don't remember. Whichever one had the quickest one, that's the one I'd rather be eaten by. Which one I would less get? Probably Kong. So I gotta make that whole trip, and then I get beat up. I get hands thrown at me in the stomach. So yeah, those are my picks. Let me know yours down below. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Original video will be linked down below in the description, as well as my Twitch. Follow me on Twitch. Leave any comments down below of videos you want me to react to as well, and I will try my best to get to those. Who's your favorite kaiju as well? Who's your favorite? I know I asked at the beginning between Godzilla and Kong, but if it's not one of those, let me know who your favorite is. I'll see you guys next time. Appreciate you. Peace.